Hello and welcome to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jackie O. Oh my goodness, y'all. Today is the first Monday of the year. Can you believe that we are already in 2025? So welcome to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jackie O. We have an amazing show for you on this evening. I don't know if you heard earlier today that we had to make a slight change. Our original guest is not able to be with us on this evening, but let me tell you, we have a ram in the bush, and she is ready and she is on fire, and we cannot wait to hear from her a little bit later in the show. So I want to share with you just a little bit about the Jackie O community, which we are a lifestyle brand where we are all about helping women to live well and to think well. And under our brand is our skincare line. We have our amazing new self-care coloring book. Have y'all seen our coloring book? Oh, it is 89 pages filled with coloring pages, self-care activities, affirmations, scriptures. It is amazing. And since we have launched this book, you guys have been just more than generous. I have not done a lot of advertising, and we have been selling a lot of these coloring books because coloring therapy is good. It's good. I'm telling you, if you don't know, it is. It's good. So thank you for supporting our brand. Thank you for those of you that have been purchasing our skincare and our coloring books. And let me tell you about Motivational Monday. That's also under the Jackie O brand. Motivational Monday with Jackie O. We started this year will be 5 years. 5 years that we have been doing Motivational Monday with Jackie O. We started with an idea, not knowing what we were doing. And we started coming on, myself and one of my friends that I had met, who is a board certified psychiatrist out in the Florida area. We started coming on Instagram for about 30 minutes during lunchtime. And people were like, oh, we want more. We want more. And so then I said, okay, let's do a show. And I did a show. And here we are 5 years later. In March, it will be 5 years that we have been doing Motivational Monday with Jackie O. So thank you. Thank you to all of our guests that have been on the show. Thank you to all of the audience that have been viewing our shows. Thank you. And did I mention that we're a 2-time Telly Award winning show? Yeah, we are. So let me just pat myself on the back a little bit right there. So thank you again for all of your support. I really, really appreciate it on this evening. So again, guys, we are ready to receive our special guest on today. Are y'all ready? Go ahead and put in the comment section below if you're tuned in, where you are tuned in from. If you're watching the replay, let us know. Put hashtag replay that you are watching us on this evening, and share this video, because tonight we're going to be talking about some really informative topics: being intentional and manifestation. Those are some really great topics to kick the year off. And I couldn't think of a better person to step in and help us kick the year off than our special guest. So if you're ready, we're ready. And right after this, you're going to see exactly who it is. We'll be right back.
Natalie Clark, the visionary founder of I Am Strong, which stands for I am striving to reach our next generation. With over 20 years of experience in education and mentorship, Natalie holds a Bachelor of Science in Health and Kinesiology and a Master's in Education Administration. Natalie is dedicated to empowering others through mentorship and community engagement. As a motivational speaker, she inspires individuals to embrace their purpose and potential. Her Girls Mentorship program focuses on building confidence, promoting mental wellness, fostering relationships, and developing leadership skills. Passionate about collaboration and support, Natalie creates authentic connections within women's social circles, organizing events that encourage genuine community engagement. She is a beacon of motivation, inspiring those around her to strive for greatness and make a positive impact. Please help us welcome to Motivational Monday with Jacquie O, the brilliant, the beautiful, the phenomenal Natalie Clark.
Hey.
Hey, oh my gosh, that was amazing.
Oh, you're welcome. How are you this evening?
I am great. How are you?
I am doing well, moving right along in this new year, the sixth day
Yeah.
already.
Yes. Moving along. Day 6.
Day six, day six. Well, Natalie, thank you so much for being our guest on this evening for Motivational Monday with Jacquie O. Y'all, Natalie is a powerhouse. So, for those of you that do not know her, she's going to be sharing how to get in contact with her, but you definitely want to be connected to Natalie because she has a lot going on and she's going to be sharing some really great information with us on this evening in reference to intentional rest and manifestation. Those are two powerful words right there, Natalie.
Yes. But it's so important that we are intentional with our time and resting and also manifesting some things that we so desire and deserve.
Yes, I totally agree. I want to hop right into our show when we're talking about intentional rest. When you hear that, what comes to mind for you is an intentional rest.
Well, first of all, we have this go get it mentality. So just using the word intentional means that as much as we want to go and get it, we have to be intentional, which means to stop and pause and rest. Sometimes we think if we're not just going and getting it, that we are being a little lazy or not pushing ourselves as much. But we have to be intentional and rest because we can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah, I like how you said that and being intentional with your rest. So that's learning to say no as well to
Absolutely.
some things. And I know that can be hard for some people. I have mastered the no. I've mastered that. You know, I I've mastered it because when I say no now, I used to be like, just all nervous and full of anxiety because I felt like I was maybe letting somebody down. But now I'm like, okay, no. And I have to be intentional with that because that's all a part of including our rest, getting that rest that we need and setting those boundaries. So I like how you said that to just really kind of put a pause on it. And because Natalie, you are very busy. You're
I
very
am.
so
Am.
how do you put that pause? What are some of the things that you do just to put your foot on the brakes?
Well, one of the main things is I've been this person that I'm going to show up, when it comes to my family, I'm going to be there without hesitation. And, the same thing with things that I'm passionate about. But as much as I show up for everyone else, I realized that I really had to establish setting some boundaries and making sure that those boundaries are set and saying no so that I can have some time for me. So that was the main thing that I had to do, set the boundaries. And sometimes when you start saying no and people aren't used to you saying no, they have to get adjusted to it's a no and it's
Yeah.
a firm no. So for me, one of the things that I do intentionally just to be able to kind of reset for myself, I started to really prioritize self care a lot more than I've ever have. And self care, we think, is just going to the salon and all of those things that take care of us on the outside, but it's the inside that matters. And so I started to journal. I started to just sit still, and sitting still sometimes just putting on some music, nothing else but some music is just so refreshing to me. Sometimes just lighting a candle, reading, or none of that, just being still in the moment, just peace and quiet where I can really reflect and just even rejuvenate and rest my body.
Yeah, I love that. And I like all of the practices that you put in place. And, just to let people know as well, everything that may not work for everyone. And so, whatever your practice is for rest and for rejuvenating and setting the atmosphere
Yeah,
is what you can do. I know some people they do exercise, which I need to do. Um,
me too.
I need to do, and I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be intentional.
There we go. There we
But
go.
yes, be intentional. But those are some of the things that you can do. But what I really liked what you said was just be still. Just be still. There's a scripture, which is one of my favorite scriptures, which is Psalms 40, I believe it's 46 and 10, where it says, just to be still and know that I am God. So I really like that
Mhm.
because sometimes you just need that, just to be in
Yeah.
the moment, nothing on, and you're just there,
Yep.
you know.
Absolutely.
And I found myself doing that quite a bit more often now. I have just, because that's the time of reflection for me and just a time for me just to reset, I guess you could say, and refocus on some things that I need to really be taken care of as well in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
I do like to walk. I don't do as much as, I should be doing it, but I just love to get out and just walk and just enjoy nature and just have some time to myself. So that's something that I really enjoy doing. And with me being so busy, that's something that I've gotten away from. That I'm going to be intentional about implementing more this year, especially when the weather gets a little bit nicer. Just getting out and getting back to walking. It's good for my health. It's good for clarity as well.
yes. So now let me ask you this. How does intentional rest impact your mental clarity, your productivity, and just your overall well being?
Well, that's a great question because if we are not intentional and we are just so busy, and we're on the go, really naturally our bodies are tired. And so sometimes our loved ones may be asking something of us, and it may be something so simple, but we could fly off the handle. We
Mhm.
could not respond the way we need to respond simply because we are tired. And so, even though it was harmless as what they wanted or what they may have said, it can make us a little bit more irritable. So, it's just so important that we are being intentional so that we're not irritable. Also, our immune systems. Sometimes we can run ourselves ragged and our immune system just can really take a big hit and we can find ourselves getting sick. We have no idea why we're getting sick, but the main thing is that our bodies are ran down. And sometimes our body has a way of just letting us know that we need to sit down. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's just too late. And so It's just so important that I am taking the time to be intentional about resting so that I can be me, the best version of me overall, mentally, physically, and just my health.
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. And when you were talking about just our health in general, our immune system, because I know that there was a time to where I was running myself ragged, and it manifested me
Yeah.
being sick, and I would go to the doctor, and they were like, "Ma'am, there's nothing wrong with you." You're good. Your blood pressure, your blood work, like your heart. And I was having all types of stress tests and all the things. And there was nothing wrong that they found.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with me. And I remember my mom saying to me, she said, Jacquie, it's probably just stress and it's probably you're just overworked and you just need to sit down somewhere, basically.
Yeah.
It's, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I really do. And
Yeah.
our bodies, as you were stating, our bodies will tell us that to where
Yeah.
we're forced. And I don't think that's a good thing for us to be forced to sit down.
Right. It's not. And so when we're being strategic and we're being intentional about, you know what? We're going to make some time to rest. And for me, I'm just in this season where I'm a planner, so it's really really hard to
Mhm.
not have a plan. But I'm in this season where if my body tells me, or not even my body, because I'm not letting it get that far, but if
Yeah.
I feel like I just don't feel like doing anything, I'm not doing it. I'm not cooking, I'm not coming, I'm not doing any of the extra stuff because I need to rest and I don't want to wait until my body forces me to shut down.
Yeah. I love it that you said, I'm just not doing it. Girl, I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to clean. No, it's not happening.
No,
And
if
that
I don't
power
feel like it,
is going to stay right there in that basket, that little pile of laundry that needs to be folded. And I'm going to fold it later.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. I like it. So Natalie, so this year you're going to be more intentional with your rest and just taking time for yourself, and I'm sure incorporating family in that, spending more time with family. So how are you going to make that change? Like, how do you think that change is going to happen? Because you are the woman on the go, and like you said, that's going to be a big change for you because you are a planner. But this year is going to look a little different than years past. So how are you going to be really intentional on making that change?
Well, I was sharing and I've been a little bit transparent. I feel like in 2022 and 2023, I was in survival mode.
Mhm.
So, there was a lot of adjustments and changes in my life that just kept me pretty busy. And, when something is new, you're thinking, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And normally by now, my calendar will be full of stuff. But how I am being more intentional now is if it just doesn't feel like I need to be a part of it, I'm just not going to be a part of it. And if I have left time available and open, I'm leaving that time available and open for me and for things that strategically align with me, not just, let me go because I want to show up and support. Let me do this. And I've always been intentional about what things, I am a part of and what things I'm not a part of. Also, for me, even when it comes to family, when you're that person that is going to be the one that's keeping it together and making sure it looks like this and looks like that. You know what? Sometimes I have to just accept, it'll be fine if I don't do it. I'm going to still be there. Let somebody else take the lead. Let somebody else do it. And so, me just taking a step back and me just showing up, being in the moment, however it is, and not having to do all this work on the background like I have done. It's what I am going to do. Also, I made the decision to step away from a really, really big project of mine. It's my largest project of the year, but that project takes so much out of me. And so I am manifesting that when I come back with that God is going to give me a team that helps me work with different parts of that. And so, me just realizing that I don't have to take on these big projects that I want to do and just still continue to do them, realize that in this season, it may not be best for me to do it, and that's okay.
And that's okay. Yeah. I love the last part, how you said in this season, because everything happens in seasons. And so it's not like it's permanent, but
Yeah.
just like a season, that you're going to be going through at this moment. So I hope you guys have been enjoying our special guest, Natalie. We have been talking about being intentional and being intentional on rest, being intentional on setting boundaries, being intentional on saying no, being intentional on taking care of our health and our overall well-being. And another thing that we didn't really talk a lot about was our spiritual our spiritual lives, because that is so important for us to be intentional as well. Be intentional with spending that time that we need with God so that he can pour into us and give us that rest. We'll have that natural rest, but we
Yeah.
also will have that spiritual rest that we need in our souls. And so we're going to be intentional as well in our spiritual journeys on this year. Natalie, this has been really good. You all, those of you that are tuned in, please go ahead and like this video, share it, put in the comment section where you're watching us from. If you're watching the replay, please put hashtag replay. We would love to know where you're watching from and who's tuned in. We would love to see that and connect with you. We are going to be right back after this commercial break. We still have some more information that we're going to get from Natalie. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about manifesting. We're going to be talking about manifesting. We hear that word quite a bit. It's like the buzzword. But we're going to talk about it and talk about what does it really mean? What does it mean in Natalie's life? She's going to share with us. That's the word for her for this year. So after this commercial break, we'll be right back with Natalie Clark and continuing our conversation. We'll be talking about manifesting. We'll be right back after this message.
Through smiles, laughter, and shared moments, human connection bridges hearts, transcending barriers, and illuminating the beauty of our shared humanity. In every glance, touch, and conversation, we find solace, understanding, and belonging. Cherish the bonds that unite us, for in them lies the essence of our existence. It's all about the connection. Want to boost your health and energy? Start running. It's the perfect way to strengthen your heart, clear your mind, and stay fit. Lace up, hit the pavement, and feel the rush of adrenaline. Transform your life one step at a time. Run for your health. Run for you. Get ready to start your month with inspiration and empowerment. Motivational Monday with Jacquie O streams live every first Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join me as we dive into conversations that help you think well, live well, and glow. From practical tips to powerful stories, this is your space to reset, refocus, and rediscover your best self. Don't miss it. Mark your calendars and catch the glow live. Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jacquie O.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jacquie O, and my special guest, Natalie Clark. If you're just tuning in, we have been talking with the phenomenal Natalie Clark. We did have a guest, Barbie, who was going to be on our show, but we had to make a quick change, and that's okay because change happens. We just have to be able to pivot, right? And we had a ram in the bush, and that is Natalie. So thank you all for still tuning in, those of you that are tuned in. And we see CJ from Frisco. Thank you, CJ, for tuning in on this evening. We have been talking to Natalie about being intentional on our rest. Now we're going to talk to her about manifesting, and that's the word for Natalie for this year. So Natalie, tell us about that. Tell us about that word that you have for the year, manifestation.
Yes. At the beginning of the year, everyone has these New Year's resolutions and things like that. But, for me, I don't do New Year's resolutions. Instead, I choose a word to focus on for the year. And so this year, my word is manifest. And when you hear the word manifest, to me, I'm thinking of the things that I have desired, the things that I have prayed for, the things that I have worked for. And, we can be so quick to want things to happen, just when we want it to happen. But I am manifesting for those things to happen when the time is right. And I believe that the time is right now because God sees us. He sees us put in the work. He sees the sacrifices. He hears us when we pray. And in his timing, as long as we trust the process, I know that I will be able to see the manifestations that he truly desires and that I desire for me.
That's good. And one key thing that you said is put in the work. We have to put in the work.
Yes.
People
Yes.
be talking about, manifest and just in general, things that they may
Yeah.
want. But if you do not put in the work, then it's not going to manifest. And we could do pray all day long, but you still got to put in the work. You can't just sit on the couch and not put the work in. So I like how that was a good nugget. Put in the work.
Put in the work. And it goes with what I was saying in the beginning. In the beginning of the show, we were talking about being intentional. And over these last 4 years, I have been really intentional in how I have served, where I have shown up, the work that I have put in. And I truly believe that now I can be intentional with my rest during this time because I put in the work to truly manifest the things that I so desire.
Yeah. And Natalie, when you're talking about manifestation as well, what are some ways that, excuse me, things have already manifested in your life that was unexpected, that you were just like, oh, here it is. It popped up. Like what are some of those things if you would like to share?
Yeah, there's just been so many things. God has simply been amazing. One of the things that I prayed for was for God to surround me with genuine people that would become like my sisters and that would become like my family, because not everyone around you is genuine. Not everyone around you is for you. And so that's a manifestation in itself. The people that God has truly blessed me with have become like family to me. And so they don't even know that that's an answered prayer. My connection with you, that's an answered prayer. And one thing that I can really think of also, I have the girls mentorship. And with the girls mentorship program, I know that me serving and pouring into those girls and helping establish a foundation, you know, for them along with what their parents are already doing is so important. Well, I didn't have this big grant that I received, in order to be able to rent these venues, pay for meals, provide these girls with experiences. I didn't have a team or anything like that, but I didn't let that discourage me. And so, people see, they see Natalie doing all these different things. They see these girls having a good time. They see these women having amazing times. But little do they know, a lot of times it was just me showing up in the background by myself, setting up the impact that I wanted these girls to experience and I wanted them to be a part of. And each time that I would show up, even if I would show up and I was there by myself, I would say, thank you, God, for me still being able to walk in my purpose. But I know one day you are going to bring me a team of women that really want to work alongside me and pour into these girls. And so that's something I manifested. And you see, I'm smiling because for the first time in 4 years, I have an incredible team, to work alongside of me with the mentorship. And sometimes I'm just in awe, just being able to, communicate with them and them saying, what do you need help with? I haven't, but it goes back to being intentional and putting in that work. And now knowing that I could manifest that team that was going to come along and not only just work alongside of me, but really serve with a pure heart and making a difference with these girls. So I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so grateful for people behind the scenes. I have not gotten any grants, but people that have just reached out and said, "I love what you are doing. We want to send you this money, or we want to take care of meals and things like that." Um, it- I'm speechless right now because it's truly been a blessing.
Wow, that's good. And a little bit later, we're going to talk a little bit more about the mentorship program that you have, as well as how people can help and to support you. So, Natalie, how do you stay aligned with your goals and maintain faith when challenges arise during the manifestation process?
Wow. Um, I'm a person that's very intentional. I start my morning with prayer every morning. I start with prayer. I start with a devotion, just because we have to keep our minds clear. When you are serving and you are giving so much of yourself, there are very few times when you are being poured into the way you need to. And so I had to be strategic with me, just making sure that as I'm manifesting these things and as I'm serving, that I start my day with prayer. Throughout the day, I pray. At the end of the day, I'm praying. I also journal, and I believe in the power of affirmations. Words have power, and what we say, what we speak is so important. We can say, "Well, I don't have this and this didn't do this," or we can say, "God, I thank you in advance for the people that you are lining up with their influences and abilities to be a blessing to me." And
Yeah.
just me saying that, I'm putting that out in the atmosphere, and God hears it. And God is going to connect me and has connected me. And that's me manifesting those people that are going to come and be a blessing to me. And so the affirmations, the prayer, the positive mindset, the people that I surround myself with, you know, sometimes I'm human like anybody else, and sometimes I've been hurt, and I've been hurt by people that I have poured into. But at the end of the day, you realize that sometimes people are in your life for a season, and when you are manifesting things for your life, God sees and he hears all. And sometimes he is going to allow you to continue to move forward without even having to address or to say anything, get out of character, lose your faith, lose sight of what you've been praying and manifesting for, because sometimes that's just a distraction, and it's
Yeah.
up to me as far as the reaction that I'm going to give.
That's good. It's just a distraction. One of my really good friends, she would say, it's a smoke screen, girl. It's a
Yep.
smoke screen. So listen, don't get caught up in the smoke. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. And so, what practical steps can someone take today to begin manifesting their dreams into reality?
It just starts with writing down what you want.
Mhm.
Sometimes, you say, "I want to do this, I want to do that." Well, have you written it down? Have you looked at it? Have you prayed over it? Have you gone back? Have you added some action steps along the way that you can be doing? And so those are things that don't cost you anything. A lot of times people think, well, when I get the money or if I had this, listen, if
Yeah.
God has given you the vision, he is going to give you the provision. And so you have to, again, be willing to put in the work. And that work is as simple as let's start writing it down. With me, when I started, I did not have this money. Half of the entrepreneurs, we don't have all this money to start. We're not making this money every day like they think that we are, but we're still going because you know what? It's a passion, it's my purpose. And so it's something that I am manifesting. I know that, you know what? I'm going to put in the work. And for me, when I started, I was writing down, I was setting things up, and I did these things silently for 3 months. And I think that's important. Sometimes we got to be silent. Sometimes, you can go and share something and people come with all the questions. Well, how's that going to happen? How are you going to do that? You know what? It wasn't meant for you to share. And so don't be so quick to seek validation and feel like someone else needs to give you the okay that what you are desiring and what you are manifesting needs to be agreed upon by them, because it doesn't need to be. You need to be still. You need to be quiet. You need to pray to God in the beginning, and you need to be writing these things down, and you need to be monitoring along the way and pivoting when you need to. It's part of the process.
Yes, absolutely. And taking the steps, like what you were saying, writing it down and taking the steps. And that was some really good, everything that you said was great. And it was really good pointers about even with the money for people that are entrepreneurs, that God has given them a dream. And you may not even be an entrepreneur. It may be something that you just want to do, a dream that you have, and
Yes.
you're saying, oh, I don't have the funds. And you share, like even with the youth mentorship program, you didn't have a lot of grants, but you had the vision. You trusted and believed that God was going to make the provision, because he already told us if we have the faith the size of a mustard seed, right?
Mhm.
So you have that faith and you wrote it down, and then you just started making the steps. You really just stepped out and you
Yeah.
showed up, as you know, as you said, in order for those things to happen and in order for the people and the team to come to you. So, and that's another thing. One of the scriptures tells us to write the vision. And so when you're writing your vision and you're writing down all these action steps that of how you're going to do this, this, and this. And sometimes, even though we're writing them down and we wanted to go this way, this
Yep.
plan. What did you say earlier about God's plan? He can,
Sometimes we can plan and God can unplan.
he can unplan. Drop the mic.
And
I'm
his plan is greater. His plan is greater than what we could have imagined.
much, much greater, much greater. I love it. I love it. Y'all, we're going to take one last commercial break. And when we come back from this break, Natalie is going to be wrapping it up on being intentional, manifestation, sharing with us her youth mentorship program and all the things that she has going on. So we hope that you are staying tuned and watch us until the end. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Our calming butters are the ultimate solution for self-care, designed to nourish and soothe your skin. Available in 3 varieties: original, posit, and markless. They each cater to unique skin needs, from hydration and relaxation to targeting scars and stretch marks. Pair them with our Oh Girl Yes self-care coloring book, perfect for unwinding while exploring your creativity. Both are part of the Glow Collection by Jacquie O, dedicated to helping women think well and live well. Shop the Glow Collection by Jacquie O. Get ready to start your month with inspiration and empowerment. Motivational Monday with Jacquie O streams live every first Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join me as we dive into conversations that help you think well, live well, and glow. From practical tips to powerful stories, this is your space to reset, refocus, and rediscover your best self. Don't miss it. Mark your calendars and catch the glow live. Motivational Monday with me, your girl, Jacquie O.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Listen, today is the first Monday of the new year of 2025. What better way than to spend your Monday evening than with us, Jacquie O? And that's what I mean. Hey, it doesn't get any better than this. I don't know. Well, at least we think so. So, hey.
Yes.
We think so. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us on this evening as we're talking to Natalie about being intentional and manifesting. So we are wrapping up our show on this evening, and Natalie's going to be sharing, she's going to just wrap it all up and summarize it and give us a word. She's going to give us that word that we're going to take back that's going to help us for the rest of the week and for the rest of the year. Have your notepad and your pen so you can jot down these little nuggets so you can go back and reread over what she said. All right, Natalie, I'm going to let you take it away.
All right. Well, this is 2025. And regardless if you are an entrepreneur, you are a stay-at-home mom, you're a professional, whatever the case may be, this is the year for you to be very intentional with your time, very intentional with your thoughts, very intentional with your actions, and very intentional with the people that you surround yourself with, whatever season you are in. And if you are in this season where you're really trying to grow and you have this growth mindset and you're trying to put yourself out there and you're trying to gain more exposure for your brand, I want you to be very intentional about the spaces where you are showing up. I want you to be very intentional with the conversations that you are having. And with these conversations that you are having, you want to focus on, is this person that I am interested in collaborating with, partnering with, working with? Is this person more about impact or is this person more about image? Because that's something that we should really, really think about. And if we are thinking about impact versus image, then it's going to cause us to be intentional with how this is going to be beneficial for all parties involved. If it's you are a stay-at-home mom and you feel like I'm pouring into everyone, but I'm not making time for me. Listen, regardless of what you have going on, cooking dinner, running the kids everywhere, being the spouse, all of that, you have to be intentional with your time for you. Because if not, you're going to feel burnout, you're going to feel overworked, and that leads over into our mental health. And, today we can freely talk about therapy and all the different things. And that's so important. So if we are being intentional with our time, that affects our mental health, that affects our well being, and that affects us overall. And as we are in this season of manifesting good health for our families, manifesting wealth, manifesting whatever it is in our careers, whatever it is in our business, be intentional each day with how you choose to spend your time with prayer, with your thoughts, and all of the things that I've mentioned throughout this segment, because you can't truly manifest what you truly desire if you have not put in the work, which means that we've been intentional about the work that we have put in. We've been intentional with our prayers and what we have asked for. And now is the time for us to be able to sit back and manifest the season that we are in right now, not only just for us, but I'm manifesting things for my children. I'm manifesting things for my family. I'm manifesting for my personal life. I am manifesting for my business. And most of all, I am manifesting for me, Natalie Clark, and all the things that I truly desire. And I encourage all of you to do the same because it's our time. It's time to thrive in 2025.
Yes, time to thrive, not just survive, but to thrive. And I love how you said that it could be for what you said is for anyone, entrepreneur, housewife, corporate, it doesn't matter. That message was a powerful message for anyone, even our teens, like even
Yeah.
our young people. A lot of times we forget about them, but
Yeah.
this message is for them too, because they can do the same thing as
Yeah.
us adults. So, Natalie, tell us about your program with your young people, your youth mentorship program, and some of the things that you have going on.
All right. So I have a teen girls mentorship program. So I've spent many years in education. And, as an educator, you're the teacher, you're the mama, you're the counselor, you're everything. And, it's only so much that you can really do. And so God had really put it on my heart a few years ago to start my own mentorship where I could mentor these children in so many different areas of their lives and also be an extension and a part of their family. So I meet with these girls once, 1 to 2 times a month, where I focus on some of the conversations that may be hard. I also focus on conversations that really make them really love the skin that they are in and learn the importance of prioritizing themselves now. You know, um, we talk to our kids about, you got to graduate high school, you got to go to college, you got to get a job. But do we talk to them about sometimes it's okay to not be okay? Do we talk to them about, what? Some days you're not going to feel your best. Do we talk to them about, what? Your life is your life. It's okay if you decide to change your major. It's okay if you've gone to traditional school and you realize that this is not for you and that you now want to go to a trade school or you now want to go to the military or you want to start your own business or you think you're ready for the workplace. Well, you're ready for the workplace. Let's start talking about budgeting right now. Let's start talking about when you get paid. What does it look like to pay your tithes? What does it look like for savings? What does it look like when I have all of these bills and I have a little money left and I don't have time for a social life? Well, we got to talk to them about that. And we have to talk to them about social life don't mean you just got to go out and do all the things. Their social life can mean that right now in the season that I'm in, I don't have a lot of money. But guess what? Let's create an opportunity for all of us girls or guys or whatever to have a night in, a movie night, popcorn. Let's talk about life. Let's share some things. So, really helping them to be well rounded and all while loving the skin that they are in. Because we look at social media, we know that everybody's doing the surgeries, everybody's doing this, and everybody's doing that. And we don't always hear of the health scares that go along with that. We don't always talk about not everybody have money to do all of that. Not everybody wants to be cut on. And not even that, you don't even need all of that. And if you choose to do something to enhance who you are, then that's a choice. But I don't want any young lady to feel like she has to do that to really truly feel beautiful and to feel good about herself. And so those are some of the things that I really work with the girls. And again, it's girls ages 11 to 17 years old. They meet with me in person. We do some things virtually. And for the first time, I'm going to have them in my house, which is coming up at the end of this month. So I'm excited about that because I really, really consider myself as an extension of their family, not to replace anything that they've been taught, but just to be there as that person of support Growing up, we always hear it takes a village. And, sometimes people want a village and sometimes they don't, you know, and, if it's that person that's a part of your village, you've selected them. These families have selected me to be a part of their village. And so, I really, really hold that dear to my heart. And I treat them like they're my own. I always tell them, I'll get on to you too. It'll be out of love, but that's what we are supposed to do and to really helping make a difference in these kids' lives. And so, I love kids. And so I just light up even talking about them, just even being around them. And so, I'm so grateful for all the families that have entrusted me with their daughters, to be their mentor and just a beacon of light in their lives.
Now, do you just do girls or do you do boys too?
I just do girls.
Okay.
And, of course, if there was a young man and a family reached out to me, I would. It was on my heart to really be able to reach out to the young men, but I don't full force do anything with the young man because I tell people I can be just another woman. There are boys that come from single parents, or there are boys that even they're in their household, they're hearing from their mothers all the time. And so for me to really be able to pour into these young men, I've longed for a team of men, that I can work with, that can really teach these boys and pour into these boys from a pure heart, not somebody that's just going to show up and it look good for now, but talking to these boys about, first impression, about respect, about sometimes you got to keep it together and you don't have to react, changing attire, dressing to impress, just all of those different things. I'm always open to be able to even show up and work with an established group of men that are already, working with young men, and just be an extension, whether that's me popping in to be a guest speaker or just pouring into those young men. But as for me, God has put a lot on my plate, and, that's not one of the things that I want to add to my plate.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. I'm just asking for the people in the back. Um, But I love how you're doing that, Natalie. And really, basically, like you said, you're loving on them, but you're also teaching the life skills, because life skills are not there. It's just like, seem like it's just a thing of the past, to
Mhm.
where our kids are just really getting lost in it. But it's good that you're going back and you're really just teaching things, life skills, things that they need, the budgeting and the tithing. Some people may not even know what tithing is. That's giving a tenth of your income to church, to God. So, I mean, that's good that you're teaching them all of those things that they may not necessarily, not saying they're not being taught that at home, but, you're, like you said, you're adding to it. And even if it's not being taught at home, you're, bringing that to the light and helping them. So that's good. Now, you mentioned earlier that you do not have any grants or any scholarships or anything like that. So how can people support you, and what type of help do you need?
Um, you know, I'm always grateful for anything. One of the things about me is so hard for me to ask for help. And I've realized though, I don't really have to all the time. When people see that you are serving with a pure heart, and not even that, we see people serve, but we see the aftermath. People see me with these girls, they see me with these women, they see me in the community. And so, one of the things that I am manifesting is that God is going to connect me with someone that has a space that would allow me to be able to use those spaces for meetups. Even if it's not every month, it's just sometimes, so that I'm not always, on the hunt and paying, for venues all the time. So, I'm just manifesting that. I'm also, just so grateful when people reach out to me, even for January. Somebody told me back in August and said, you know, in January, I want to take care of the lunch for your girls. And so just followed up with me yesterday and said, make sure you give me the date. We're going to make sure that we take care of the meals. So that's something that you don't have to do. So, just nice gestures like that. So appreciative. Um, Even when people just reach out, and I have this where it's just like give 10 and you just wanted to sponsor her now and donate something as little as $10. Sometimes people don't realize that $10 helped me feed someone, that $10 helped me pour into someone or to give to someone. So nothing is too small and nothing is too big when you are serving and you are out here working to make a difference. You are grateful for it all and you're going to utilize it as you see fit that it needs to be used.
I love it. I love it. So Natalie, share with us some of the products that you have, um, because I know you have some books, then you have some shirts, you got quite a few things going on.
I do have some shirts, and one of my shirts, I should have brought it down here, but it's what I started with. And that shirt that I started with is He Had a Dream. He had a dream, and we shall proceed. And that shirt was really founded off of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream. And I thought if he had a dream, that is the reason why myself and so many people are able to dream today. And it is up to us to proceed and to carry on. So as I was starting with everything, I designed that shirt and I wear that shirt. I start wearing that shirt right before Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. And I wear it throughout the entire month of Black History Month. And that shirt is how I was really able to start a camp for kids that I'd never done before. It's how I was really able to start my mentorship. And it's how I was really able to put some things in place. So everyone that bought that shirt, yes, it was an affirmation that he did have a dream and we shall proceed. But it was a twofold. While it was an affirmation, you were also being a blessing to me as I was establishing my foundation to be able to pour into the children. And so right now I have that shirt starting actually next weekend. I'll be wearing that shirt consistently for a month off and on here and there. It's just such an inspiration for me because what I'm doing is literally a dream that I've had for so long. I also have Dare to Dream, which is my guided journal for confidence and success. For over 10 years, I've wanted to publish something, and I wanted it to be something that could be beneficial for all. So whether you're a teen, you're an adult, you're an entrepreneur, you're professional, you're a stay-at-home, or you're a college student, this is a journal that has prompts that is really there to guide you as you chase your dreams, as you discover your purpose, you identify who you are, as well as the circle of people that surround you and their significance and importance in your life. This is on Amazon. It also can be purchased directly from me. If you shoot me a DM or anything like that, I send you an autographed copy with a personal message to you as you continue to chase your dreams.
All right. And I have that journal. I have that journal. I do not have the shirt with the Dr. Martin Luther King's affirmation on it, but I have another one that I got from you. Oh my goodness, it's pink. I can't remember the sayings
Yes.
now.
And
But
you have Walking in My Purpose. You have that one too.
yes, and I have that one too. So the t-shirts, you all, they also help with funding the mentorship
Yes.
program. So get a t-shirt because they are nice and the wording, the affirmations that are on there are really nice. Well, Natalie, thank you again so much for being here with us this evening for our Motivational Monday with Jacquie O, our first one of the year. And this was a very informative show that we had. Oh, Natalie, tell us how to get in contact with you.
Well, you can get in contact with me on Facebook, just Natalie Clark. You can get in contact with me on TikTok, Natalie_Clark07. You can also get in touch with me on Instagram. It's I'm strong, so I am S period T period R period O period N period G, which stands for I am striving to reach our next generation. And I'm truly striving to do that. But without the support of you guys, it's not possible. So I appreciate everyone that's ever attended my women's events, because that is also an opportunity for me to be able to be around women and empower you while I'm being empowered myself, as well as it allows me to be able to pour into the young girls and showing them an example of positive, genuine connections that can be made when you surround yourself with the right people.
There you have it. Now, listen, and I've been to some of the events. So, y'all, they are really good. And you walk away, well, I'm going to say for me, walk away inspired, motivated, and your life has been impacted. I'm going to say that because that is the goal, is to for you to leave an impact. And each and every time that I have attended, there have been women there, familiar faces as well as new faces, that I have always just been inspired and motivated when I talk to them, when I hear what they have going on. And Natalie also shares a message. She shares the message of why she came up with the theme, because they're always themed. They're
Yeah.
themed, colors and theme. And so I know you have some coming up, but if they go to your Instagram, they can also find you on Eventbrite, and I'm
Yep.
sure all of the events that she has coming up are listed. And they're not just in the DFW area. She has been expanding. She was in Houston, and I believe this weekend you're going to be in Tyler.
Yes, I'm going to be in Tyler this weekend. And, who knows where else, this year. We'll see.
This year. There you go. So again, you all, thank you so much, Natalie. Thank you to everyone that tuned in with us on this evening. Please share this video, as well as if you're watching the replay, in the comment section, you can put hashtag replay so we know that you watched it. This was a very informative show on this evening. So we hope that you were blessed by the information that was shared on this evening. And we will be back next month, the first Monday in February, which is the second. Yeah, Monday the 2nd. We will be back at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with Marviette Usher. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for her to be on the show, y'all. Marviette is all the way in North Carolina, but she's a powerhouse. She was in the IT field and corporate for many, many years, and then she started her women's organization that she has, and she was in the IT field when there were no women that were really in that field. And she was in there and she was doing her thing. So she will be with us next month on February the 2nd. So mark your calendars. And until then, we hope you all have a good rest of your week and a good rest of your month. Thank you all again so much for tuning in. We'll see you
And
next
thank
month.
you for having me.
Yep. Thank you, Natalie. Bye.
Okay.